Hey everybody, this is Josh from Upright Health, and today I'm sitting here with Greg Pella.
How you doing?
So Greg has been a client here for exactly a year.
A year today.
Today is year anniversary, and we had this plan to do a little video about Greg's story, his journey, and his success. And it just happened to fall on his 1 year anniversary, which is really cool, I thought. So, like I said, Greg's had kind of a long journey in this whole getting healthy game.
Yep.
And we want to share it with you guys because I think it's a very, very good story to hear. So let's start with kind of where you were before you started coming into Upright Health and what types of things you were going through in your life.
Well, about a couple years ago, I started having some pain all over my body. I'll even take a step back. Half my life I've had pain. Started with a back injury when I was in my early 20s. I've just about every part of my body has had some kind of aches and pains in my life. I've done all kinds of different therapies you can think of. Chiropractic, acupuncture, massage. I've even worked out with trainers before. And I got to the point where I was having a lot of other medical issues. And I was just starting to kind of get over the hump on some of these things, but I was still having everyday chronic pain. And pain in my back, pain in my arms, pain in my neck. So after trying a lot of different ways of trying to address it, whether, again, working out with a trainer or doing those modalities I mentioned earlier, I Googled, I watched videos actually of this guy named Matt Hsu. And I saw a lot about what his story was about. And I totally related to it because I was living every day like that, having pain in just about, it felt like every part of my body at any given time. And so I watched some of the videos that Matt posted, and it got me interested to find out more about, what did he do for himself? I knew he was a trainer, and I knew that he had done some wonderful things and studied a lot of nutrition, that sort of thing. But, I wanted to find out a little bit more, so I kept watching. And then I also, in the same time, before I actually decided to come here, I also watched some videos about Kristen, who's another trainer here, and saw her story and about her back problems and such. And so I started to feel like, okay, maybe what I've been doing hasn't really, A, been working well, and B, it was worth trying something else that I had never tried before, which was a different approach to doing some kind of strength training. And I was already starting to kind of dial in the nutrition. I wasn't eating all that well either, but I started to kind of learn how to do that for myself. But I certainly wasn't getting any stronger. And in fact, I was pretty weak, I thought. So when I came in here exactly 1 year ago, I met you, and you gave me the initial assessment, and it was pretty alarming what I couldn't do. Knowing that some things I used to be able to do before I was really just really underweight and not having much strength. And so
before we get into kind of how much you've progressed, I think people would be interested to hear what was, so you mentioned like all the pain that you were having, right? Mm-hmm. You had a lot of chronic pain.
Yep.
What exactly was this pain, and what was it keeping you from doing in life, right?
Yeah. So I'm glad you asked me that. So, I'm a computer programmer by trade. A lot of the repetitive work has been an attributor to that. But other thing, and I was able to still do my job. Thankfully, I can. But things like I have two kids, and I have a 11-year-old and a 3-year-old, and with my oldest daughter, I was able to kind of carry her and do things like a dad should do, right? But when I got really sick a couple of years ago, I didn't have the energy or the strength I felt. And so when I would try to pick up my youngest one, I would have back issues. Like almost immediate pain just lifting her, which felt pretty sad because I remember when I was stronger. But it got to the point where I was feeling very desperate because I did not feel like I could simply do things like that, lifting my kid or, wanting to throw a ball or, the simple things that any
like
dad should be able to do.
You were missing out a little bit.
I felt like I was, yeah. Mm-hmm. And I was at that point in my life where I feel like I was missing out on a lot of things and that were important to me. And so coming here has helped me get there because now I can do those things and I don't even think twice about it.
Yeah.
I don't have the residual chronic pain that I was having. So
yes. Well, that's very important. That's awesome. Mm-hmm. So you came in, we started training together. Mm-hmm. We started slow.
Yeah.
And we had a few setbacks along the way, right?
Some bumps in the road, yeah.
There were some setbacks, but you kept the mind frame of you're going to keep going, you're going to keep progressing.
Yeah.
And I think that was very important because some people drop out, right?
Yeah.
Because it's not always going to be a linear path to getting healthy and having success with your body.
Yep.
So can you talk a little bit more about that?
Well, quite honestly, I mean, we had conversations early on. I mean, whether it was on the phone, you're always accessible, and I really appreciate it. That's something else I want to mention. You guys are always there, whether it's phone or email, or whatever. And I always could entrust that. It was important.
We're like a girlfriend.
Yeah, kind of. But no, there were times where I had those feelings, right? That, I feel like I would take a step back and then I feel like maybe I'm taking a step forward and take 2 steps back. And those were the times where I entertained those ideas, right? Like, maybe this is yet another thing that's just not going to work for me, And, but you were persistent and you just said, we're going to get there. We'll just have to dial it in, or maybe we back off and then slowly work our way up. And that has worked for me. Obviously, we got over those hurdles and now they're far in between.
Got over the hurdles. Yeah. So let's talk about where you're at today, a year later, after walking through the door.
Obviously, I'm in a much better frame of mind.
Yeah.
For one thing, I don't have daily fears about how I feel. I walk in here confident. I couldn't have said that a year ago.
Yeah.
Certainly with how I was feeling overall in my health. But I mean, it's amazing. I amaze myself at times what I can do. And I have done some strength training in the past, but I'm doing things now that I've never been able to do.
Yeah.
And that's a testament to not just me having a will to do it, but being trained properly. And the system that you guys have is, it works. It just plain works.
Yeah, that's great to hear. But I think that we have to give you credit in that you were persistent and you kept the right mind state the whole time that you were going to do this, and that was very important to Greg. And over the course of the year, I could definitely see, like you were saying, walking in here with confidence now, I could see that that change in you, when you first started coming in, it was kind of like, hey, what's up? I'm here to train. And now it's like you get here and you're like, let's do this. I'm ready to crush it.
I'm excited to come in here and do it.
Right? Yeah. And we train Wednesday nights, and it's like every Wednesday night, like we just get in here and we handle business and we have a good time.
We do. We have a great time.
And it's great because Greg's gotten to the point now where we started very slow and we did a lot of ground exercises and corrective type exercises, and now it's to the point where we can have some fun and we can lift some weights and we deadlift and we squat and things become more fun as you get healthier and you can lift more weights and do all that good stuff like chasing personal records and stuff. And
the core strength's been key. It's been really key for me. And I've done some before, but not to the extent that you have taught me, and now to the point where I can do things on my own at home and to kind of supplement what we do in here.
Yeah.
And I really wasn't taught that before or very well, and learning how to sustain it and build on it so that when I come in here, I feel even more confident,
Yeah.
So the key also, I think, is doing the homework as much as possible at home to reinforce what you do in here.
Very important. Yeah. That's a very good point. So to wrap things up here, I think what I'd want is for you to tell somebody out there that is maybe in the same situation that you were 2 years ago, that has chronic back pain or has chronic neck, shoulder pain. What kind of Yeah, what kind of advice would you want to give them?
I would say, and I'm sure a lot of you out there have tried what I have. You've gone to a lot of specialists. You've probably seen a lot of doctors. Maybe you've tried anti-inflammatory drugs, or you've tried chiropractic and stuff, in which some of these things I still do today. Chiropractic drugs, no drugs, but chiropractic.
Drug-free individual.
Drug-free. But give these guys a call, because, and you may have worked out with trainers before, but give these guys a call because they know what they're doing. They've helped a lot of different people, and watching other people come through here and have had success, I believe that'll be the same for you. If you just come in here, give them a call, find out what they're about, and just give it a try. And I think, I feel it's worked for me. I'm sure it'll work for you. So, they have a system that works.
So I think one of the most important things that you've told me that I've liked the most is that you're able to pick up your daughter now, play with her without it crossing your mind that you're going to throw out your back or something like that.
I can carry her. I can walk around. I can, there's things now that I don't think twice about that I was before. So yeah, absolutely. And I only know I'm going to continue to get stronger. So
that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, to wrap things up, I just want to say it's been really great training you. It's been an honor to work and see your progress and everything. And you're a model client. So
thank you.
If you guys keep the right, mind frame that Greg has had, and you stay true to the path, then I think a lot of you guys can have the same success. All right, guys. That is it for today. Remember that pain sucks.
Life shouldn't.
If you enjoyed this video, then please like and comment. And be sure to subscribe to Upright Health for more great content in the future.